Hello friends and welcome back. You are watching day 12 of our 13 days of Halloween series here at Polly's Paper Studio. Now, if you're just joining in, you can find links for the first 11 days at the top of the description so you can get caught up. For today's project, we're going back to our traditionally themed Halloween collection to create this oh so sweet and very easy to make 4x4 mini flip book. Now this has a sweet focal image and all of my favorite embellishing for the cover, and then each of the pages inside flips out and has a fun folded insert using the 4x4 cut apart sheets from the collection. This has loads of space to finish with your pictures and journaling, and it will be a great way to holiday. So stick with me and we will make this together. So we're going to be working with this Halloween party collection again. This is from Echo Park. I just love how traditional the color palette is. All the images are very sweet, very whimsical, young at heart, and I really love how compact these patterns are. They worked perfectly for my smaller project today, and they work equally well for a larger one. And so I think this is a very versatile collection. So the base for this book starts out with 2 pieces of 110-pound cardstock. My first piece is 9 1/4 by 4 1/8. I'm coming in to score at 4 1/8 and also at 5 1/8. And this gives me a 4 1/8 inch square with a 1-inch spine on the left. My second piece to add is 9 inches wide by 4 1/8 inches tall. First score at 4 1/8 and second score at 4 7/8. So I'm still going to have a 4 1/8 inch square cover, but for the right hand side we'll just have 3/4 of an inch. And I've already added some double-sided adhesive to that. I'll just reinforce that with a little Tombow and then join these 2 pieces together to get enough width for the base. And that is my cover all set. You can see one side is slightly larger to accommodate the amount of items that we're going to use to fill this. The next thing we need to build for our album is going to be the pocket page, and so I'm going to switch to 65-pound weight black cardstock, and I have my piece here that is 5 inches wide by 6 inches tall. I've come in and scored it at 1/2 an inch and then also at 4 1/2 inches, and then I flipped it and I scored it at 2. So my pocket is going to be 4 by 4, and I'm going to remove the top portion of where it's scored. You want to take your time and do a very good job at keeping this straight. I cut all the way up to the score line that intersects. You want to add your double-sided adhesive to the outside flaps now. I'm going to just come in and notch this very bottom portion off for both sides. Then I'll fold up that pocket on the score line and bend the tabs over to join them on the back. You want to take your bone folder here and reinforce that crease so you get a nice tight crease here, and this is going to be your pocket. You will need 4 of these to complete this album, and then come in and add your double-sided adhesive on the back. I have one already prepared, and I'm going to add my Tombow again. Then I'll just go ahead and adhere this to the left-hand inside page, just working to get that centered as best I can. Then I'll top my pocket with this fun coordinating stripe, and so this is 3 7/8 by 1 7/8, and I'm just going to center that on the pocket. Now we need something to put in the pockets, so I've got a folded insert, and now we're going to be using 65-pound weight cardstock again. It is 7.5 inches wide by 3 3/4 inches tall. I'll score it at 3 3/4. So now we have a square. For the inside and the back, I've just cut my collection paper down to 3 5/8 by 3 5/8. I'll put them on the inside as well as the back. For the cover, I do want to use my black cardstock border. So the cardstock border is going to be the 3 5/8 inch square. And then my pattern paper is going to be 3.5 inch square. And so another reason why I was so excited to use this collection is because the 4x4 cut aparts worked so perfectly to give me some nice large images to cover the fronts of these inserts. And so I went ahead and utilized those, and then I put them up on a foam spacer. So we do have some dimension there. And then this will become our folded insert. Just tuck that right into the pocket. Now I have prepared already my other inserts using the same measurements and the same design. So they all have the folded inserts inside. Also already have the double-sided adhesive on the back. So I'm just going to reinforce that glue with a little bit of Tombow and add the remaining pockets. There's one for each page of this book. Add my insert. Here's my third pocket going in, as well as the insert for this page. This one had the cute dark background with the skull and crossbones and bats. We have one more remaining pocket page to add, and that's just going right on this flap here. While I'm doing this, it would be a fun time to add our question of the day. So if you had to choose between listening to a song that was stuck on repeat, would you choose Monster Mash or Werewolves in London? And I think I am going to pick Monster Mash. So you can let me know in the comments what you are choosing if you were stuck listening to a Halloween song stuck on repeat. So here is our final pocket, and the insert for that pocket has one more of the 4x4 journal cards and the fun Halloween candy print for the inside. So now when this is folded up, this is going to be the second page, and that will continue to flip open. Okay, so I want to include a ribbon to tie this closed, and I'm just going to tack this into place temporarily with a bit of that hot glue. Then I'll come in and add my back cover. Here's just more of that fun pattern paper with a black cardstock border. This cardstock measures 4x4, and the pattern paper measures 3 7/8. I've got a couple of pieces here to cover the spine. This piece is 7/8 of an inch by 4. I'm just going to center that on the 1 inch side. And for the 3/4 inch side, I have a piece that is 5/8 by 4, and I'll just center that and add it as well. Now I can work on the front cover. So my measurements are the same as for the back, and this was another one of the 4x4 cut aparts. I elected to trim out the focal image from the center because I really liked that orange check pattern. So I'm going to use that as my background with the black cardstock for a border, and I'm adding this right over top of that ribbon that will sandwich it between the papers here and the base. I've got a stripe to add that will match what we added to the inside pockets and the spine. And this will just go right across the bottom as a layering pattern. I'm going to top that with a scalloped cut circle with a stitched detail. Because we clipped out the middle, I'm able to include this and then add that back over the top. I want to add my dimension now, so here are some foam spacers behind that, and this is going to disguise that cut edge. Then I'll top it with my image. I put a spell on you with a sneaky little spider. That's just going right in the center. Flowers for this project are quite a bit more compact than what I have been using up till now, but as you can see, we don't really have a whole lot of space on this cover. So I'm just going to add these. I've got very small black leaves added with some netting and some loopy twine bows. And these flowers came from Little Birdie Crafts. So I just picked 2 of these very petite flowers for each side. Putting that on with my hot glue. And that's just going to wrap around that corner. One for the other side as well. This creates a nice balance. I've got a couple of cute little charms here tied on string. I'm going to add those with the hot glue. Just press the string into that hot glue, clip the excess, and cover those cut strings with a vintage button added with hot glue again. Want to add a couple of these little sequins. So I just picked 3 of the metallic-y kind of tones, and I'll add those with my Tombow. And that is all for our project for day 12. We have a super sweet and easy to make 4x4 mini album. If you enjoyed this tutorial, make sure that you come back tomorrow for day 13 of our series. Don't forget to leave me a big thumbs up and a comment for our question of the day. You can find links in the top of the description for all our social media sites. If you're not already, I would love for you to subscribe. And as always, I'm wishing you a happy and productive day, and I thank you so much for watching. Bye.